What is going on, Tactic Gamers? Welcome back to the channel. Now, I know a lot of you are new to the channel, so let me provide a quick introduction before we get into today's video. My name is Tacti. The videos on this channel vary, but mostly my content is based on tactical shooters, whether that's hints and tricks, guides, updates, news, just whatever I feel like is a good idea at the time. So you'll see my face from time to time, as well as I like real life gun stuff, and I've got them, and again, I love them, so those will probably be in a few videos. Alright, let's get into today's video. Today's video is about an upcoming title called Afterconflict Lost War. Now, you'll likely have not heard of this game yet, as it's in its very early stages of development. Now, with that being said, it's going to be a while until this game is actually playable. The devs are planning about a year from now for the early access release, but this is at least a game you can add to your Steam watch list and see how the game progresses. The link to the game will be down in the comment pinned below. On the Steam description, it states, Afterconflict Lost War is a multiplayer tactical FPS where players take the role of Cold War-era military factions, fighting over resources and land after another world-scale war breaks out. The game focuses on providing a realistic and immersive experience of war. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, these types of games are usually not for me. I've always preferred the modern shooters over the older style shooters. Games like Postscriptum and Hell Let Loose really just aren't that appealing to me. So this likely wouldn't be a game that I would just sit down and play for leisure time, but you know, who knows, a lot can change between now and then. I just wanted to share this with you because I'm sure some of you probably enjoy those types of games. The game is currently being developed by Little Hedgehog Interactive, which is a small team currently of about 5 people at the moment. The biggest priority of the team right now is to just be historically accurate with their equipment and to be accurate in the way that their ballistic system functions. That being said, what I have available right now to test is very minimal. I've only got about 3 total rifles to test, a pistol, and grenades. Obviously there are plans to add much more, but like I said, this is a super early build, so many more weapons are in the works. The future map size of this game is planning to be between 1 square kilometer and 5 square kilometers. Now, if you're a dumb American like me, use a unit converter website to figure out what that is in miles. I know the plan is to have lobby sizes of 12v12 per square kilometer. So, you know, if you do the math, 5 square kilometers, that's about 120 players per server. That's a pretty lofty goal, but you know, I've talked to the dev about it. He seems to think that they may be able to pull that off because it's a custom engine. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but he said if they can't run that, then obviously they're going to drop the player count down a little bit. I know on the early access release, they're planning on just probably a 3 kilometer squared map, just to keep the server size down a little bit and not promote these huge maps that nobody's going to be able to see anybody in. So we'll just see how that turns out once this game gets a little closer to that release. Now, what's nice about this game, in my opinion, compared to other games of this size and of this time period, is the customization. Now, with Hell Let Loose and Postscriptum and even some of Squad, the customization isn't the primary focus, so they leave this to a minimum. This means, with iron sights, you've got to try to pixel pop. Now, I really don't like that. I have a hard time seeing. Maybe if I used a 4K or a 1440p monitor or something, it'd be a little bit easier for me, but with this 1080p, I can't see very well. Here, however, even in the early stages, you can see the devs have several different options for optics, and that makes me really happy. They've also got several different types of ammo that you can place into your magazines, and each has its own effect. As far as shooting the guns, the recoil per shot aims to be somewhat realistic. It's pretty dramatic. There aren't any automatic rifles in the build yet, so I'm really interested to see how that plays out in the future. Now, I really don't want to talk too much about movements or sounds or the overall balancing of the game, as if you hadn't heard me, the game is in its infancy. I think some of the sounds right now are just placeholders, as this reload sound here, I believe, is just a sound from someone reloading an AK in the closet. Which is completely fine. It is better than no sound at all. And how the balancing will work? Well, we'll just have to see on that front too. I know it's difficult to balance a game with infinite customization, so that's just an unknown at this point. Finally, in regards to movement, just at this time there isn't a jump or mantle button in the build. Now, the dev said that's going to be added here soon, but I honestly have no idea how you Arma players can play a shooter without a jump button all this time. I don't get it. Now I think the most interesting aspect of this game is that it's not being made on the Unreal Engine or the Unity engine, it's their own custom game engine. I don't have the slightest idea how that works, but it does sound pretty cool. It sounds like it may take a little bit more time just to develop the game in the beginning stages to lay the groundwork, but the dev seems to think that with optimizations down the road, this will make things much quicker as it's his own custom engine. Along with that, everything is going to be custom made. The movements, the weapons, extra equipment, gameplay, physics, ballistics, all those things. So that does take a little bit longer as well, but there are no assets that you can just purchase from the Unreal Engine store, which if you're worried about a game being an asset flip, you can rest easy with this one. Well, that's sort of all I've got about this game at the time. You can check out the screenshots on the Steam store to see what to expect, and a PvP gameplay video they released on their YouTube channel a few months ago, just to see what that gameplay looks like. That'll also be on the pinned comment down below, as well as their Discord server to join the community and ask the developers questions. Being in touch with them for a while, I can assure you that they're open and honest about the plan of the game and willing to answer any questions that you may have. If this is the type of game that interests you, head on over to those links and follow this game as it progresses, as well as provide some input and suggestions. Alright, that's about it for this video, my friends. Thanks again for getting me to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and hopefully I can continue to pump out quality content for you. Let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see, or really what you expect from this channel, as you followed me for that reason. Follow me on Twitter and join the Discord for more personal interactions. I assure you, my dad jokes are golden. Until next time, friends, I'll see y'all on the battlefield. Take care.